Okay, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. We're playing Blue, White, Red Gifts again, and this time we're playing against Blue, White, Red Control. It's a matchup we've seen a lot of, and really isn't very good for us, I don't think. Generally, against Control, we're worse than just a all-out Control deck. Basically because they can counter gifts, and they have tons of counter spells for that kind of thing. And we have... they have Cryptic, we have Gifts and Given, and that's not a very fair fight as it turns out. So this is our opener. We have Elashinon in our hand, which is kind of annoying, but in this kind of game it is possible that we could cast it, and so this is probably going to go long, and it's going to lead off with Colonnade. This hand's generally okay, I think, but we are a little light on lands. We definitely want to be hitting our land drops in this matchup. So, I think it's sort of a mirrored fit start. We both lead off with 2 Colonnades and then a fetch. I really don't like this matchup. I find it quite miserable, to be honest. Sit there, drop lands, and wait for someone to do something. Seems like Electrolyze there. I draw my Wraths, which are obviously really poor at this moment. Go for Lightning Helix, but that gets hit with a Spell Snare. Didn't have any counters in hand other than my Spell Snare, so I can't do a whole lot about it. I'm going to start attacking with the Colonnade, which is bad. Decided to Helix him. I suppose I could have saved the Helix for a potential sort of Helix bolt on a Colonnade or something like that, but pretty good. Drawn on the land, and we've got a Tech Edge, so I might be able to solve the Colonnade problem, at least for a small amount of time. I also draw a Mana Leak, which is decent. It's actually going to be able to counter a Sphinx's Revelation here, which is nice. I'm tapping out there. Then plays a Gideon, which we can't really do a whole lot about. That's going to be pretty annoying. These Wraths are really annoying in hand, because they actually can't do anything against his creatures. Well, Manlands and a Gideon. Draw Gifts. It's not going to be particularly useful. Again, Elashinon, not particularly good. Iona's also not particularly good. I mean, if you don't choose white, you can end up getting Path to Exiled. If you don't choose blue, you can end up getting bounced back to your hand with a Cryptic or something. Pardon me. And yeah, here we're going to take 6 after we blow up the Colonnade, down to 4. I'm going to try Gift this stage. Not even sure we would have gone for the combo. Maybe just try and find some form of removal, I guess. Maybe Path and a Snapcaster and maybe something else. I don't know what we'd have gone for, but it doesn't really matter anyway. It's fairly irrelevant, and that wraps things up. So not so great. So at least post sideboard we get to take out some of our bad cards. I actually quite like taking out the Gifts package here and just going to be at least somewhat controlling with Spell Pierce and Dispel. I mean, it's kind of, maybe it's wrong because you are basically a weaker version of their deck after you've done that, but the category in. Sorry. But I just think the Gifts package really didn't work very well against them. The creatures you reanimate aren't particularly good, and they can counter Gifts really easily. Just seems bad. And I prefer just trying to burn them out and be a more controlling deck. I probably should have played a blue land somewhere here and went for the click, but I didn't. I think that was a mistake. I was just run out my basics, but that seemed like a bad idea. Seems to have left me off click in a blue, white, red control deck. Kind of want to use this card some more in Modern. I might look for a deck to put in. The Ice Spell Snare, he Mana Leaks, but I can just pay for the Mana Leak and that ends that. So really happy with how that went. still in one of those situations where it's who blinks first, and don't know whether to try and play my click and be aggressive or just to wait it out. Maybe I should have been more aggressive. He is the better control deck, and waiting just activates his cryptics, etc. So he goes to tech edge me. I tech edge him in response, put him down to 3 lands. So that leaves him in a reasonably good position. I'm going to click him now, see what he's got in his hand. Fortunately, he's got the Electrolyze, which is going to take out the click and leave us in a less good position. Do we not see his hand? Yeah. Well, apparently we don't get to see his hand. If I remember rightly, he has a couple of cryptics and a lightning bolt, I think is what his hand is. So I just leave it. I mean, he can't currently cast cryptic, and we do have a mana leak for cryptic because he's going to have to tap out to use it. So I'm fairly happy with that being the situation. But I'd quite like him to use Snapcaster to deal some damage. Opponent's still got lots of lands. I'm going to use, I think, twice flashback there. So probably want to go on the Snapcaster aggro route. He uses Lightning Bolt, then goes for a Snapcaster on me, and we're probably going to follow the same line. So he's going to attack the Snapcaster, use my Snapcaster. He's going to try and cryptic. I'm going to get my Snapcaster down, trade with his Snapcaster, and then bolt him on the end of turn, taking him down to 13. Draw a Dispel, which is reasonably decent, help us protect our Snapcasters and avoid cryptic, which I think he still has one of in memory serves. So I'm going to bolt and Snapcaster bolt, and then I've got Dispel, sorry, to counter any counter spell he's got. So I'm going to try and counter the cryptic. Does he have another counter? No, it doesn't look like it. And to be able to use our six. And we're quite close to winning now. Unfortunately, we don't have any more burn spells in our graveyard. So we'll have to hope to draw one of those. Otherwise, for a counter spell. Sorry, my throat is really. Right, so our opponent Pyroclasms away our creatures. Going to drop in the Aven Mind Sensor now. But unfortunately, he has Snapcaster into Electrolyze. Just as we thought we might be able to attrition our opponent out. Looks like we're in the bad position now, especially since he's going to have Colonnade up, so now we're not looking great in terms of attacking with Snapcaster, and we really need to draw. Also, we're on 7, so we can't actually even afford to take this hit, and we don't have a way to deal with the Colonnade. So yeah, unfortunately, it's not looking good for us. I can Izzet Charm away the Mage, which is what I'm going to do. I could have just dropped my Snapcaster, traded Snapcasters, and then avoided the burn spell by countering it with Izzet. But yeah, maybe that would have been. Either way, I'm probably just dead. I mean, I felt like this way. If I draw a burn spell, I win. Whereas the other way, if I draw a burn spell, I probably don't win, as he's got 4, and I don't have a spell that deals 4 damage in my deck. So I thought this line of play at least gave me the out of drawing a bolt and going Snapcaster. Bolt, Snapcaster, bolt. But unfortunately, he has the bolt anyway as well. So we lose that one. We came pretty close. I really don't like this matchup against blue, white, red, and this is probably one of the better ones in terms of I don't feel like I completely punted the match, and I feel like my sideboard plan was fairly decent for the match, but still ended up losing, and definitely don't like seeing this across the table when I'm playing this deck.